So first you're gonna sew the back panels together. You've got the center back and two back side pieces. You're gonna go one side at a time. Put the back side, right side together with the back center. So you sewed that seam, and you're going to repeat for the other side. So that's the back. You can press the seam and the inside seams and top stitch if you like, or just set it to the side for now. Next step is to sew the front bodice to the center front. This is the gathered version. The simple or non-gathered version will be the same width as your front bodice. But to sew this together, we're going to do a basting stitch, which is a straight stitch on the longest length setting on your machine. Do not back stitch, but basically you'll do a long straight stitch along the top, and then you'll pull on your bobbin thread. So let me show you. So you can see I have my length all the way up, and I've got it on a straight stitch. I'm not going to back stitch, and I'm going to leave my tails long. So here you can see it's the really kind of loose, long stitch. I left my tails long so that I can pull on the bobbin thread. So for this, my bobbin thread was this light pink. And I'm going to put this here so I know how much to gather it, because I want the width of this to match the width of the front bodice. So let's find our bobbin thread, the light pink. And you just pull on the bobbin thread gently. Sometimes it's helpful to do 2 rows of straight stitch for gathering, just to help you do it very evenly. And I like to go from each side and kind of meet in the middle. And you want to spread out your gathers. You're going to put the front bodice right sides together with the center front. So here is your gathered front. If you're going to do the side panels without pockets, then you'll just sew them on just like you did the back panels, doing one side at a time. But I'm going to show you how to do the front, the pockets. So this is where it's really helpful to label your pieces. You can see I'm working with like the rolliest cotton lycra, but it's so cute. So this is the side front A, and this is the pocket liner. You're going to sew this right side together with the bottom of the side front A. And you'll notice, so you have another piece here. So if you were to try to line it up, it wouldn't match exactly. if you use the wrong side. So this one should be a pretty perfect match. You're gonna sew along the bottom here. Okay, so now you have the liner, the pocket liner sewed onto side front A. Then you're gonna take side front B and place it so the top matches with the pocket liner, like this. Then you'll take your pocket band and fold it wrong sides together, hot dog style or lengthwise. And with the raw edges all lining up here, you'll place it on top of side front B in your pocket liner. So you should have 4 raw edges. You've got the pocket band folded in half, then side front B and your pocket liner. And you're going to sew the band onto the pocket. Just along the top here. So you have the side front A with your pocket liner, and now you have the band sewn on. You want to baste the sides of this, so make sure that you're not stretching it. You can just fold up the pocket liner and side front B and pin kind of at the corners of the pocket. If you want to, you can top stitch the band. You'll press the seam down and top stitch prior to the step. That is up to you. So you're just going to do a basted stitch, which is the long straight stitch that you can remove easily after you've got the seams together. But just to hold these pieces together, do a basting stitch here and here. So there's one front side. You're going to repeat for the other side. So you've got each of your sides. The front sides, you're going to sew them to the front center just like you did the back sides to the back center. So one side at a time, you'll take them and put them right sides together. And this is where it's important to baste this pocket part because you've got a lot of layers that you want to make sure you catch in this seam here. There's one side, you're almost done. Let's do the other side. Yay, so the front is together. Now you're going to sew on the hemband. If you're doing a simple band, so not ruffled, then you're just going to sew or fold the band in half, wrong sides together, lengthwise or hot dog style, and then make sure those raw edges are pointed downward with the bottom raw edge. And you will sew it just along the bottom for the front and the back. But since I'm doing the gathered, the ruffled hem, I have an extra step. So just like you gathered this before, you're gonna do a basting stitch, so a long straight stitch, leaving long tails and don't backstitch. For the ruffled band, I've got it folded wrong sides together, and I'm just sewing along the seam allowance of the raw edges with that long straight stitch. So now we're ready to pull on the bobbin thread, which for this one is this pink thread. This is the top thread, together. And like I said, I like to go a little on one side, a little on the other side, until my length matches the length of this bottom hem. All right, so I've just about got it where my gathered width is now the same as my hem width. So I'm going to pin it together with the raw gathered edge on top of the raw edge of the hem. And you're going to sew along here and repeat for the back. So here's the front. Add the back, and the back band will be shorter than the front if you did the gathered front center. So you're going to put your front bodice right side up and your back bodice right sides down, right sides together, and you're going to sew along your shoulders. You're also going to sew from the bottom of the sleeve opening all the way down to your hem. Really almost done now. So turn your dress right side out. Now it's just the neckband and armbands to put on. So for all three, you're going to fold them right sides together widthwise and sew along the edges to make a loop. You're gonna fold, this is an armband, you're gonna fold it in half lengthwise now, enclosing that seam you just made. So now you've got a long skinny loop. And you're gonna slip this over the arm opening here with the raw edges out. And just pin it together around there. I like to match up the seam on the band with the side seam of the bodice. the band's going to be just slightly shorter than the arm opening. We'll do that for the other side. For the neckband, you're going to take an extra step. So fold it in half to enclose the seam with wrong sides together. Then you're going to quarter it. So mark the seam and half it by marking the opposite fold of the seam. Then mark the other half, so you've got it divided equally in 4 parts. Like that. Quarter the neckline as well. So just to find the front center, bring the shoulder seams together. Mark the fold on the front. Shoulder seams together, mark the fold on the back. And then the shoulder seams are not quarter points themselves. To find the side quarter points, you'll bring your marks together and mark the folds on each side. You can be a little more accurate with pins, but I'm just so used to sewing with clips for everything. So now you will match up the quarter marks on the neckband with the neckline. So the seam goes in the back. And your side. Alright, so sew around the neckband and the arm bands and you're done. And that's it. You've got armbands, your neckband. I like to take a blunt tip, like a yarn needle, and tuck these threads in before I cut them. But finish them however you like. And that's it.